Hi, this is Max Weinberg from the E Street Band, and you're listening to Rich and Josh, and you heard it on the X.
Hi, folks. Welcome back to Heard It on the X. Online, we have Bob Forrest with us. Bob, you still there, buddy?
Yeah, sure am. I always want to do this. I heard it. I heard it.
All right.
Texas, baby.
Oh, you are from Texas?
No, he's in Texas.
Oh, he's in Texas. Okay, I'm sorry. My headphones are down too low. Our website right now is blowing up with questions, and I know, once again, I want to thank you for giving us this time, and I know you're taking time away from your own movie premiere, which shows your dedication too. But I just want...
We need to educate the public about addiction, and that
what
was our message of the TV show. That's Drew's message. And what's great about Charlie and all the, I just call him Charlie now because he's on a first-name basis for 2 million people on Twitter. Charlie's really bringing up a subject that needs to be talked about. What is personality problems? What is mental illness? What is drug addiction? The questions that you asked earlier. Addicts are to me, the easiest to deal with because you know what their problem is. They might not know what their problem is, or they may not be able to overcome their problem, but at least you know the problem. With Charlie Sheen, you don't know even what the problem is. He's sober, but he's crazy.
Let me ask you this, and I was going to get into this later with you, but and we might as well get into it right now. You and I had a wonderful conversation about 3 weeks ago where we could have talked for 2 hours, and one of the things we talked about is you had said to me, you can spot your own. An addict can spot an addict. What is your assessment of Charlie Sheen? Is he crazy? Is he still addicted? Is he faking these drug tests? What is your honest opinion?
It gets so hard to pinpoint, but I can tell you this. When he's attacking the 12-step approach, that's an addict. All addicts do that. When it's not working for them, that's what I did. That's what I deal with every day, of people that hate me, hate the rehab, hate the idea of going to 12-step meetings. So that's a typical reaction for an addict to the solution to their problems. But how he's so manicky and so up and so, kind of talking delusionally, that's a sign that he's in some other category also. But you can guarantee if he could just stay sober long enough, he'd calm down a little bit.
Yeah, so it's almost like he has a personality disorder, some type of bipolar. And my fear for Charlie Sheen myself is that he is in a manic state, obviously, and there will be, like a yin and yang, there will be a period where he's down very, very low, and I don't know what's going to happen with him. Let me ask you, Bob, you there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, the wind's blowing.
Okay. Let me ask you really quickly, and then we're going to go to a couple questions that came in on the website. But let me ask you quickly about some other stars, because just out of curiosity, Christina Aguilera has been in the news lately, and it seems like she's starting to break down. Is she someone that people should be worried about?
Well, you want to see people keep messing up. The reason why Robert Downey's an addict because he kept messing up. Addicts are a particular breed. You can abuse drugs and alcohol and not be an addict. But if you continue to get in more and more trouble in the face of the consequences already of drugs and alcohol, then that categorizes you an addict, whether you believe it or not.
So, once again, in Christina Aguilera, the jury's still out.
Yeah, I would say the jury's still out because there have been, these kids are young and millions of dollars are thrown at them and all their parents are living off them, and it's a horrible kind of environment. So, and if you're, not the most emotionally developed kid in the world anyways, you're going to start turning to drugs and alcohol. It's just like medicine.
Okay,
we actually just...
If you to go to jail, then you should stop. A logical, non-addict personality would stop.
Yeah, we actually...
The thing is, you can use other examples of her peers, of people that don't stop.
We're gonna. I'm actually gonna turn it over to Josh right now. He's gonna read it. We're gonna try to get through as many website questions as we can right now, and then I have a Facebook at the very end. I have a Facebook comment that someone sent to us, and I just want to know your opinion on it. So, Joshua, what are some of the questions coming in?
First of all, we got a question from Catgirl. She said, "How are alcoholics' emotions and memory affected, even if they're not drinking?"
Well, there's this thing that science. I try to go without talking about philosophical ideas and just go with biology and science. The brain takes about 90 days to kind of calibrate itself when you've been bombarding it with substances, whether it's alcohol, a depressant, or cocaine, a stimulant. So it takes about 90 days, 4 months, until the brain starts functioning at the serotonin levels and all the biology is back in the brain. So a lot of times what you'll find is alcoholics who stop drinking, they become absent-minded, they're irritable, they can't figure out, they forget people's names and they feel embarrassed and all this anxiety comes up. That's why they return to drinking. Because, and I've heard 1,000 alcoholics say this, I didn't feel this way when I was drinking. At least I could think. You understand?
Yeah.
Because you put the alcohol in there and all of a sudden they can remember your name and they're very fluid with language where they aren't in this new sobriety period, the first 90 days, 4 months.
Very interesting. What's